Is it visible?
Yeah, Fardin. Yeah, Fardin. Your code is visible. Can you tell about your module?
So basically, project is online workshop, like online bookstore e-commerce app in which we'll sell books, and the customer will see the book and he can order the book from there. And so I work on the book and card module. So this is my book API which I've created, in which I've created
Yeah,
4 to 5
Fardin, your
methods.
voice is breaking. Guys, can you hear him clearly, or is his voice is breaking for you too?
It's lagging.
No, sir, the voice is lagging.
Fardin, can you sit in somewhere? Can you come to a place where you have a good network or good signal?
That basically it is raining outside. Maybe it is because of rain, I think.
See, if you have closed all the windows and all, you won't get a proper good signal. Can you come? Come close to the outside. Maybe you have. Can you come out of your closed room? You can get a better signal.
Okay, sir. Is it audible now? Fine. Is it fine?
Yeah, much better actually.
So basically, we have created a RESTful web service in which I've implemented 4 to 5 methods for which I can add book. I can get book via its ID. I can update the book and I can delete the book. And for admin, I have a functionality that he can see how many books are there in the in the app.
Okay. So can you press
See
Control Shift F? Can you format your code, please? Click inside.
it's already formatted.
No, you just click inside.
Control Shift F place.
Yeah. Okay. Why it is not taking any tab spaces? Okay, no issues. So can you take up any one API and explain us?
Okay,
explain me the implementation.
This is okay, sir. So this is a post mapping is done. So this is book is the URL through which we'll call our method from the outside system. So I've implemented API. I'll call it the system, and when it receive any call on this URL, so it will go in and it is request body annotation. So what does it mean is this method is a body in JSON format, and it will convert it into the book entity object. So it will take the book entity object as a parameter. Now I'll check that whether it is getting book entity or not. So I've taken a variable of book, I've created a reference variable of book, and I've assigned it to null. And now I'm in try block. I'm checking whether this dot book service dot add book is getting the book or not. If in any exception arises, so it will catch in the catch book, and I'm printing the
Fardin, your voice is lagging.
Message.
Your voice is lagging. Basically, you're trying to add a new book there.
Yes, sir.
You're not trying to find anything.
Yes, sir.
And your voice is also lagging. So we'll do one thing, Fardin. So can you come back again to just find a place where you have some good signal. So, and also we'll move on to the next person. And there is something wrong in your variable. Like, for example, you're not finding, basically you're trying to add a new book there. Okay, can you just show the implementation of book service add book?
Yes, sir. So this is the implementation book service. Basically, what I'm doing is
can you explain this method? Yeah,
add book. So So what I'm doing is I'm creating a reference variable of book and I'm assigning it to null, and I'm saving the book. If any exception arises, I'm throwing an exception of book exception that could not be added. If nothing all that for book add book, and I have get book ID, get book by ID method also. I have update book, and as well as I have delete book by ID, and to get all the book by admin that I have also implemented. So this is the add book,
Okay,
and this
Fardin,
is
why you have written at the rate transactional at line number 35?
basically a
Okay, I
transaction means
think you're
a
lagging too much. Can we go with the next person?
hello sir. Hello, am I audible, sir?
No, Fardin, बहुत lag हो रहा है. I think we'll go to the next, move to the next person, Fardin.
So I'll try later, like when it will be fine.
Yeah, you can try later. Yes.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes. Good evening, sir.
very good evening.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible. It is.
Yes, sir. So basically, our
Which is
project
the
is
functionality you've taken, Faisal?
yes, sir. I have taken, sir, two functionality, order and sir, admin functionality, sir. And this is the order functionality, sir. And this is the controller class of order. And in this class, sir, basically, I have implemented uh, seven methods. So first method is place order. Second is get order by ID. Third is cancel order by ID, sir. Fourth is get all orders, which is meant for the admin. And fifth is delete all orders. And next is order from cart. Basically, we have two functionalities. So I can order directly, and I can also order from the cart, sir. Basically, by adding items to the cart.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Faisal?
Yes, sir. Like,
See,
sir,
orders will always see the customer will always add to the cart and then बाद में उसको order करेगा ना?
no, sir. Basically, in the real scenario also, we have two scenarios. Like in the Amazon like apps, we have two scenarios. Like a customer can also order directly by going to the product and by ordering that product. And there is also scenario that he or she add that item to the cart, and after that he or she ordered that item, sir.
Directly you can directly make a payment and you can directly buy. That's what you want to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a good thing. Okay.
So yes, sir. And after that, sir, the next method is update order, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, demonstrate me anyone API.
Yes, sir. Can I demonstrate list all get all orders, sir? This
Yes,
one,
please go ahead.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we are using get mapping. So in this, sir, get mapping, basically we are fetching all the details. Get mapping is used to fetch the details from the URL, sir. And this is our URL. And after that, this is our method in which we have given a list order, which is a return type. And after that, get all orders. And there is no argument in that because we are basically fetching the details. And after that, sir, we have given throws and order exception, which is a user defined exception. And after that, sir, we have given a list which is initially null. And after that, sir, we are using try and catch block, in which we are given found list is equal to this dot order service dot get orders. Basically, in this we have basically in this, sir, we are founding a list which have all the orders, sir. And if it is found, then it will get written. And
Mhm.
if there is any
Can you
exception,
go to the service implementation of get all orders?
yes, sir. This one, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, we are in this, sir. We are using order repository dot find all, which is a predefined function is in JPA repository, sir, which we are extending in the order repository. Like, just a minute, I can show you. So we are extending this order JPA repository, and this is our order class, and this is the data type of primary key, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Just a minute. So, sir, this is a predefined function find all, which
What it
return
does?
which return a list, sir, like list of order, and we are storing
very
this
good.
in an order list, and after that we are basically we are uh, checking that this list is empty or not, and if this list is empty, then uh, it will return no orders found, and otherwise it will return the order list, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good, Faisal. So you have understood all the lines in your code,
Yes, sir.
correct, no? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, but yeah, good. Thank you, Faisal. We'll go to the next person.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Can I stop sharing, sir?
Yeah, please.
So is my screen visible, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I would like to show you the controller first. Like here, whatever the my teammates have suggested, like auto-wired, post mapping, and each and every concept is being used. I can explain you each and every concept with their uses and all. So first of all, I would like to start with the get mapping that I have used over here. In this, what I've used, basically it handles the HTTP GET request matched with the URL exceptions, and all the URL exceptions are handled with all the mappings which are shown here, like get mapping, put mapping, delete mapping to delete the that categories list and all, get mapping and all. So here all are the stated here, and moreover in the category service, like this is what I've made. Yeah, this is the service one. So first of all, the category service goes as flow. Like if there is a I've used try catch exceptions. If there is an exception, there is a message shown that is category cannot be added. Like in this, if we are trying to add a category in the first one, the category added. So if there is an exception, if there is a problem occurring, it would be showing category could not be added. Otherwise, it would be running fine. And in the same way, the other one is if we are trying to fetch a category out of it, and if we cannot.
Rahul.
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा धीरे चलो ना.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. I think you're going too fast for us. Yeah, we can understand, but you can relax now.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, sir. So basically, what we do is what I have chosen is category. So in this category, I can either add books, add the categories, or delete the categories, or like make use CRUD operation, like perform CRUD operations over it. So what I'm doing is over here, I'm adding the category. If the category is added successfully, here in this, I have used JPA repository. So as I can show you over here in this, sorry, this one. I have used JPA repository for my this category now. So I'll be showing you the services, sorry, service implementations. So the service implementations are shown as, like if I'm just adding a category, if it added successfully, like there could be a generic like exception, like if category cannot be a null exception. So I added that even in the functionality as an additional functionality. Moreover, if the category added successfully, then I have used it's okay, it would be added. And if it's not added successfully, then the error message which come up as category could not be added. And then the same way I have performed all the exception. Like I can get the category by ID, like ID I have given to the category, and if it again it could not be null. And if it exists, then it shows the ID. Otherwise, it shows them error message, sir.
Okay. So can you one second? So what is optional? Line number 51.
So where, sir?
Line number 51 में आपने लिखा है optional.
Okay.
Optional of category. What is that optional?
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
What is that optional category?
Okay. Like in this as I can explain you this in this way. Just a second, sir.
And also
Like-
getting something is getting crashed. Can you check your console?
Yes, sir.
I think there is some error is there and your code has been crashed.
Yeah, actually, sir, I am facing some issues. That's why I've been in Noida, so to change my laptop, because again and again my this Spring and Eclipse are getting crashed, and they are just I'm facing a lot of trouble with my laptop.
No issues, no issues. फिर भी आपने इतना तक work किया आपने, बढ़िया. Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So see, basically what you need to do, Rahul, is see, you know the flow of the application now.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you don't understand anything, okay, you need to check with the team or you need to ask me so that, sir, I'm not able to understand a particular thing. So this line मेरा समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
Okay,
What
optional,
is
sir.
happening? Huh.
Okay,
No,
sir.
I'm just giving you a general suggestion.
So, sir, optional is basically is a return type. Like if we are just going by find by ID, no. So, like if we are going by find by ID, then it's a return type that it would be optional.
Okay. And okay, in line number 53, what you're trying to do there?
And line number
53, 53.
Okay, sir. Like there could be an exception that if found category, the category which are being found, like if I'm adding a genre in adventure, and adventure is not a category, so we are just throwing an exception that category does not exist for the ID searched, whatever the ID we are getting. Like
No,
there would be
line
ID.
number 53, 53 में क्या कर रहे हो? What is that found category dot is empty?
Yes, sir.
53, line number 53 highlight करो.
Sir, like found category, if we are searching a category now is empty. Like the ID is not generated only. It's if we are searching in database, the like if we are searching in database, the option for this is like ID number 8, but ID number 8 is only not there.
Okay.
And if it's not visible, either it's empty or is it not, it is not visible. So we are just throwing an exception, like it is not only there, so you cannot search for this, like category does not exist for this ID.
Okay. Okay. Right, Rahul. Okay, I understand. You want to, okay, this is your update method and you're trying to update a category.
Yes, sir.
And if that category is not there, so
Yes,
you
sir.
want to
Like
give an
the
information.
particular ID from which you are searching is not available only.
Oh, that you want to update. If it is
Yeah.
not there, then you would like to give an exception.
Yes, sir.
Correct. No.
That's the
So
exception.
you need to
that
give
I'm doing.
appropriate message. No, category does not exist for ID. See, category does not exist to update.
Yes, sir.
So that will be the more appropriate message, no?
Okay,
Customer
sir.
try कर रहा है update करने को.
हाँ हाँ.
आपको क्या बोलना है? So update करने के लिए आपके वो ID नहीं है बोल के बोलना ना.
Okay, sir. I'll just add category that you're trying to update is does not exist.
Ah, very good. Yeah. Can you just customize it?
Okay,
Because
sir.
customize message देना है ना आपको customer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Change करो तो. So that customer should get to know he is trying to update and it is not able to update because that customer does not exist. So it can be a very simple message, but it should convey the purpose.
So is it fine now, sir?
Okay, perfect. So like that, so you can also check with all other customized messages.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
go to the next person. Yeah. Who is next? Rahul Likarna.
Yes, sir.
Rahul Apattu.
Yes, sir. Is there anything else?
Sorry.
So you just called my name, so I thought.
No, अभी राहुल लिखा ने present किया ना category
Yes,
model?
sir.
वही
Yes,
बोल
sir.
रहा
Rahul
था।
Likhar.
हाँ, ठीक है। So who is next? केवल है ना?
Good afternoon,
केवल है
sir.
देवेश।
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
केवल क्या? चल।
Yes. So is my screen visible?
Not it.
So now,
Yes.
so sir, basically we are working on, we are making one project, online bookstore. In this we can sell books. Do payment to order. In this we have performed many functionalities. So basically I have performed functionalities on wishlist. So in wishlist controller, I have created in wishlist controller, I did auto wiring to achieve loose coupling between wishlist service and wishlist controller. In this wishlist controller, we are also using many HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete. In this, let me tell you. Let me
Rahul,
explain
yeah,
about
Yavan,
get
so
method.
sorry to disturb you. So if you can see there in line number 23, you were already written that it's a get mapping.
Yes, sir.
Correct now. So that means this is the method which will go to get executed when there is a HTTP GET request. So wish list. So user wants to get a wish list. So that get mapping itself is telling that. So user wants to get something called as wish list. Wish list is the name of our resource. So
Yes.
get is not required. Correct no? So
Okay.
after wish list, you put get. So that is not required. Similarly, post is already saying that you want to create a new wish list. Similarly, put you can change this later. You got the concept?
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
No
sir.
issues. You can change it later. Yeah, please continue.
So in post mapping, basically post mapping is a unsafe method. In this, what we have done, we have created one object of wishlist and assign it to null. Then after we have done a exceptional handling with the help of try and catch block. In try block, we have used a reference variable creation of wishlist. In that we are adding we are adding data coming from in this we are adding a data coming from as a response from a user, and if there is no data if there no data comes, then it will throw an error and display on a console. And then after if everything goes right, then it will return creation of wish list.
Okay. Can you go to the service and tell us how your service is working?
Yes, sir. In wishlist service implementation, we have done auto wiring between wishlist service implementation and wishlist repository, then user repository and wishlist service implementation, and between book repository and wishlist service to achieve a loose coupling. Here what we are doing, here we will write our business logic. In this we will write our business logic. Here we have created some methods like create wish list, then get wish list by ID, then delete wish list, then update wish list. So let me explain create wish list method. First it will check that wish list is null or not. If wish list will null, then it will throw an exception. Wish list cannot be null. Then after we have assigned one, then we have make an object of wishlist whose name is wishlist edit. Then we'll keep it in try and catch block. And in wishlist added, we will see all the data of customer.
Mhm.
And if the data is something wrong, then it will throw an error and say wishlist could not be created. And if everything goes right, then it will return wishlist added.
Okay, Keval, in line number 31, what are all the possible exceptions a save method can throw?
In line number 31.
Yeah. Go on top of save method.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Save
here,
method के ऊपर आओ ना.
sir,
Bring your mouse pointer on top of save method. Dot save. हाँ. नीचे
Yes.
जाओ उस documentation के नीचे. हाँ.
illegal argument exception.
हाँ. What is the possible exception it can throw?
Sir, it will throw illegal argument exception. Illegal argument exception means any argument which is not which not follow the rules of documentation.
No, don't get tense. It's very simple. In case you give a null wish list null होगा तो वो illegal argument exception को throw करेगा.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? So,
Yes.
but you're catching an exception. So it is the parent object of the exception clause. So you can catch illegal exception if you want. Okay, right. So wish
Yes.
list would not be created. Okay. Then you'll go to return wish list added.
Added.
Okay,
Yes.
if it okay.
Then
So what is the
after,
return value of save method?
return value of save?
Yeah.
Sir, response of customer.
No. Line number 31. Bring your mouse pointer on save method. वो देखो क्या रिटर्न करेगा नीचे आओ.
Saved entity will never be null.
हाँ, saved entity return आएगा. That's why you are trying to assign it to wishlist added and you are returning that object.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Keval. We'll go to the next person.
Should I stop share?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
So yeah, we are working on the project called Online Bookstore, and I've handled the modules called user and the payment. And I will start from the very basics. Spring Boot provides a very good support to building a RESTful web services for enterprise applications. For building a RESTful applications web services, we need to add the dependency called Spring Boot Starter Web.
Okay.
So that's why you have added a dependency here in the configuration file build tool, and we are using the build tool called Maven. And at first, we have used in my controller. I have used the REST controller. At the REST controller, the REST controller annotation is used to define the RESTful web services. It serves JSONs. Actually, it and custom response.
Okay.
And here I am the auto-wired. I am telling my Spring framework to inject the bean of my service, to enter the beam of my user service here in the controller class, in the user controller class. And we have used the and we are using the request mapping methods to map the incoming HTTP request from the Swagger or the Postman, whatever we use to map the HTTP request.
Any client, any HTTP client can make a request to this URL. Good.
Yes. And yes, and here I have the request body annotations. Actually, it is used to define the request body content type. And here it is path variable. Path variable is used to define the custom or dynamic request. Just example, if the client wants the user with the ID, then he is giving the actually, so HTTP request have the two things, head and body. In head, he is giving the method get method, and in body he is sending the user ID, that is the customer dynamic request URI. And the path variable is here, and I will elaborate one method.
Yeah,
Just example.
anyone can
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah, just example, we are using gate mapping here and user. Can I use Swagger, sir? For
Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. First of all, we will see that we will get all users. After that, we will get by ID, okay? And then try it out. We have only one user called Faisal, and his user ID is 2. Then in user ID, we have to give the user ID. If you will execute, we will while
Yeah, what happened?
one second.
Devesh?
Yeah, I get
I
a
think we
response.
lost him. Devesh,
No.
are you there?
Hello, yes, sir. Hello.
So can we move on to the next person? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello.
Devesh is also audible, sir.
I think any one of them are lacking.
No, I can listen all of your voice. I'm
Hello,
good,
sir.
I think.
I
Hello,
think
sir.
sir's connection is low. I
Sir,
think.
sir is lagging. Sir,
हाँ,
sir
यहाँ
connection
सब-
is stable.
हाँ, मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था. Sorry,
हाँ,
Devesh.
okay.
Yeah. Continue.
no
करो.
problem, sir.
Thank you.
So yeah, we have given the ID2 with the body from here, and we are getting the response from the.
अरे ऊपर जाओ. So how you're sending this to?
I'm sending this to by the get method.
Okay. Is it going by through body or going through URL?
It is going through by URL in body. Yeah.
अरे body अलग है, URL अलग है.
Yeah, it is going through URL now.
हाँ.
जैसे कि
So
ये
go to
रहा,
the code.
यहाँ पे.
Control पे जाओ. हाँ, URL से जा रहा है.
हाँ.
user/2.
Yes.
Correct ना? So now go to the controller. देखो उधर आप रिक्वेस्ट बॉडी कर रहे हो, पाथ वेरिएबल कर रहे हो.
Path variable.
हाँ, उसका मतलब क्या है? कहाँ है आपका डेटा?
Actually, it's a dynamic URL is sending from the client.
वो तो ठीक है, डायनेमिक यूआरएल बोले तो यू आर सेंडिंग user/some ID. वो ID डायनेमिक है ना?
Yes, in curly braces. Yes.
हाँ, इसलिए वो डायनेमिक यूआरएल बोलते हैं उसको बस.
Yeah.
So look at the annotation what you are used. It is path variable. आप body से निकाल नहीं रहे, you are not extracting the data from the body. You are extracting the data from the URL. ठीक है ना?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Please continue. What happens next?
And what is, and we have service implementation.
No. So see, in line number 32, you got the ID because you
Yes.
wrote path variable. You got the ID there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what will happen? What is the next line which you want to execute?
Now it will go to the business layer, sir. Which is called which we have auto wired here. We have injected here and
User service.
Yeah, user
And
service.
user service में you are calling one method get user by ID. ठीक है.
Yes.
Go to that
Yes.
method. You can press control button. एक मिनट मैं और एक तरीका दिखाता हूँ. Press control button. हाँ. Come on the method, not there. Come on top of the method. Get user by ID. घबराओ मत. एक मिनट. Line number 33. एक मिनट यार. Line. Devesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
एक मिनट. Line number 33 पे get user by ID एक मेथड है ना, उसके ऊपर आके कंट्रोलर बटन दबाओ. हाँ, अभी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पे ऊपर क्लिक करो. हाँ, ठीक है. So this is your service implementation
Yes,
of
sir.
get user by ID. Yeah, can you explain this?
Found user. Actually, sir, here the user repository is the interface class where we have operating where we are doing the CUD operation and injected the user repo
Mhm,
here, and we are calling the find by ID method.
mhm,
From that, if the user ID is there in the database,
mhm.
then it will be return. Then it will return the found user.get to the
नहीं,
client.
नहीं, लाइन बाय लाइन जाओ ना, लाइन नंबर 40 पे क्या हो रहा है? सो आपने फाइंड बाय आईडी किया रेपोजिटरी
हाँ.
के पास, सो रेपोजिटरी फाइंड बाय आईडी क्या रिटर्न करेगा? गो ऑन टॉप ऑफ द फाइंड बाय आईडी, हाँ क्या रिटर्न कर रहा है?
ये रिसोर्स रिपोर्ट जो ऑब्जेक्ट जो रिसोर्स है डेटाबेस वो रिटर्न करेगा या तो नल रिटर्न करेगा?
नहीं यार, वो आपको रिसोर्स को एक ऑप्शनल ऑब्जेक्ट में डाल के वो रिटर्न करेगा. लुक एट द टॉप, वो ऑप्शनल इन एंगल ब्रैकेट यूजर,
Yeah.
it returns optional object. So वो optional object is just a container. आप चेक कर सकते हो वो इसके अंदर object है कि नहीं. So if it is there, if it is not there, you throw the exception. If it is there, then you have to call a get method to get the object out of that container.
Yes,
समझ
sir.
में आ रहा है? ठीक है.
Yeah, and we are checking it here is empty. If the found user is empty, then we can throw the exception.
Mhm.
If it is present, then we can as you said the dot get.
Okay. So what get will do? Found user dot get. Why are you calling this get user method? Get method. Go on top of it. Go on top of it. What it does?
If a
Read it.
value is present, then returns the value.
Otherwise?
Otherwise, throw no such element exception.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. But you have already checked it. In line number 41
In line
itself,
number
you
40.
already checked it.
Yes.
If it is empty, what will happen? Exception हो जाएगा. Exception
user-
आपको नया exception object create कर रहे हो and throw कर रहे हो. ठीक है. So वही पर method return हो जाएगा. So it will not at all come to line number 44. So that means it will not at all execute get method if that particular optional container is empty. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
ठीक
Yes,
है.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Devesh. We'll go to the next question.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I present now?
Yeah, please.
So basically, I work. I work on two modules, that is book and cart. So this is my book service and controller. So this is my book service controller, which I have a 5 to 6 methods. That is the add book, get book by ID, and that is update book, delete book by ID, and get all book. And this is for admin. So admin can see how many are there. So you can see all the books which are present in the app. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a book service reference variable, and I'm uses an auto wired, which is telling my Spring Framework that that it has to create a book service implementation bean, and it has to inject as soon as he sees this auto wired. So a bean of book service will be injected to this book service. I'm using it to call my service implementation. So here I'm using, so in add book, I've created a variable of book, and I've assigned it to null. And in the try block, I'm calling my book service add book method, in which I'm passing the book which I'm getting from the user as a parameter. So I've used here at the request body. What it is doing is this add book method is bounded to get a request body from the user in JSON format, and it convert into the book entity record. So what I'm doing is I'm adding the book to the database. If there is an exception arises, I'm catching in the catch block as I've mentioned here, book exception. So this method can throw the book exception. So if an exception arises, I'm throwing a new exception. Inside the exception, I'm throwing e.get message, which will throw the get message, and it will hold my advice class. So from the advice class, the error message will be thrown to the user, and user can see what the error is. And at the end, if everything goes fine, I'm returning the found book. So, so this is the service.
Okay. Okay.
This is the controller of add book. So let me go to the service.
एक मिनट
So
फरदीन लाइन नंबर 30 में क्या कर रहे हो लाइन नंबर
sir,
30
I'm
में
showing the sir, I'm showing a book exception which I'm
आपको
getting from the service.
ओके एक
Yes, sir.
मिनट you're doing a ad book no
Yes, sir.
okay go to the ad book
Control service. Yes, sir. Here it is. Showing service implementing.
हाँ एक मिनट हाँ राइट
Yes, sir.
सो यू आर या हटा दो हाँ लाइन नंबर 21 पर आपने एक एक्सेप्शन ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट कर रहे हो थ्रू न्यू बुक एक्सेप्शन
Sir.
बुक कुड नॉट बी एडेड ठीक है ना
Yes, sir.
सो
Yes,
यू
sir.
ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द एक्सेप्शन ठीक है
Yes, sir.
सो यू आर थ्रोइंग इट टू द कंट्रोलर
Controller. So I know, sir. Sir, we can do like this also.
हाँ
like-
एक मिनट फिर से क्यों क्रिएट कर रहे हो वो पूछ रहा हूँ
Sir, we just to make a team member understand that we can do like this as well. So we have two options, like we can throw and we can use the try catch block. So we can use like this.
ट्राई कैच क्यों यूज कर रहे हो बिकॉज इट यू आर हैंडलिंग इट विल
Sir,
गेट हैंडल्ड बाय द
sir.
फंक्शन इटसेल्फ
Sir, I use this because to make our team member understand that we can use
ठीक है
like this also and we can use throw.
या व्हाट एल्स
you can see
कैन यू शो इट
Yes, sir.
हाँ
Yes,
बढ़िया वेरी गुड या ठीक है
sir, you can see in other method I've used.
that's
add book.
good that's good dot correct
Okay.
so
So, we can
सर्विस
do
से
like this
एक्सेप्शन
also.
ऑब्जेक्ट इधर आएगा इधर से वो
Yes, sir.
कंट्रोलर एडवाइस पे चला जाएगा ठीक है
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay thank you for the we'll go to the next person
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
thank you
Thank you.
good efforts for them you've done a good role in the team
Thank you.
thank you for your support to the entire team
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir.
yeah who is next I think we are done with your team now Fardeen
Yes, sir.
Fardeen हो
Yes,
गया
sir.
फैसल हो गया देवेश हो
Yes,
गया
sir.
केवल हो गया राहुल भी
Yes,
हो गया
sir.
yeah Nitish in team
Yes, sir.
okay Manish is presenting go ahead Manish you're not audible you're not audible okay I think he okay anyone can start team number 5 guys am I audible
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Anyone can start. Nitish, Gopal, Akash, Manish, Aishwarya.
The screen is visible?
Yes, Gopal.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, yeah, my module is the product category and the cart controller. Cart, and this this is the controller of the cart, and here we use the annotation called as rest controller. First, we need to understand that why we use the controller class. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Why we use Manish, 1 second. I'll present. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Gopal, you're audible.
Yes. Sir, why we use the controller? Because the client having the tools like browser, Postman, and the Swagger. The client will interact by using the URL with the controller class. And here we make the APIs to access the particular method. So here we use the REST controller, that representational state of the URL. And here we created some methods like get mapping, get cart, post cart, and the put for update. So I'll explain the get mapping method. In the get mapping here, we map the get mapping using the get mapping, and here we created the get card by ID. Here is the path variable which is extracting the data, and here we throw the exception, and here we use the this dot, the particular class. From this class we go to the service object.
Gopal,
Here we
Gopal in line, 1 second.
hello, yes sir.
Line 39, are you throwing an exception?
Line number
Line number
39.
39 पे
Yes,
आपने आप
yes
लिख
sir.
रहे हो post exception, इसका मतलब आप थ्रो कर रहे हो?
Throws the card exception, sir.
Okay, इसका मतलब क्या है?
Sir, particular this is we created the cart exception in the package of exception, and we throw the
Okay.
cart exception. That particular ID is existing or not. If particular ID is not existing, that we throws the exception, that cart exception, that ID is not get it. And this is the cart service implementation, and this is get by ID. If cart is empty, then throw that cart is not exist, and we get the cart. Hello sir.
सर मीटिंग से चले गए शायद,
लैग कर रहे हैं लग रहा है.
आ गए सर.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected. Yeah, Gopal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically this is the card, and this is the dynamic. We use the where the customer should have to input the particular ID dynamically, and we extracting the by using the path variable. Path variable basically used for the get mapping and the delete mapping. That particular data is extracting the values by URL template.
Okay. No, my question was, okay, I'll come to the exception handling later. Okay, you continue and explain me the service implementation. How are you
Okay, sir.
implementing this get card by ID?
Yes, sir. In this, basically, we use a cart and this dot find method. Find by ID. This method is a JPA repository method. We extract the JPA repository, extend the JPA repository in the particular repo class, and we use the isEmpty method. That particular cart is null or not. If particular cart is null, then shows that the cart is not exist, and get the cart by cart dot get. Basically this cart dot get will get the particular object of cart.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And the client will only interact with the controller class, not the service and the repo class.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, why have you written override on top of line in line number 33?
Yes, sir. Particular this method is a overriding because we pass the variable like ID 1, 2, and 3.
Basically, Gopal, you are implementing one service, no? In that
Yes,
service,
sir.
you have some contracts and you are implementing those contracts. That's why we write override now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The partially we using the interface, and this is the implementation class of the interface, particular the card service. Yes, sir. The annotation is automatically added.
Yeah, वो तो ठीक है, बस उसका एक मतलब होगा ना.
Yes, sir.
So we
Sir,
write. What is the purpose of writing override there?
hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Override basically a unimplemented method, sir. That particular contract is mentioned. So when we change the particular this parameter, then this method will override.
और एक बार पढ़ लो ना, गोपाल.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Okay, go to the next question.
Thank you, sir. Can I stop, sir?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, who is presenting next?
Sir, Aishwarya is presenting.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't think her voice is coming. Sir, this issue is persisting today for Aishwarya, Nitish, and
Okay, what they can do is they can present it on the laptop. They can also connect through their mobile. So mobile से वो बात कर सकता है and laptop से वो present कर सकता है. Let them
Okay.
mute in the laptop and let them speak in
them-
the mobiles. Yeah,
Okay, so let them connect with the phone. I will
yeah,
send a
yeah,
message
please,
to
please.
them.
So meanwhile, can we start with the next person?
Sir, this problem is with 3% today. So they joined the Google Meet today, and since then their mic is not working, but mine
No
is.
problem.
So let me continue it.
Yeah.
And until then, Aishwarya, Nitish, and Manish,
ठीक है, they
can you
can, yeah. Why? Because we're already running out of time, no? So I just
Yes,
want
sir.
to
Hello,
move
sir.
on to the, yeah.
Nitish is present now. So,
Hello,
Go ahead, Nitish. Who would
sir.
like
My
to
voice,
present?
voice is audible.
Yeah,
yes, Nitish.
Okay. Sir, my screen visible.
yes, Nitish.
So, good evening, sir. Basically, me and my team, we are building the automobile application. So, I am working on the admin and customer module. So, now we are on the customer controller class. So, basically, first of all, we have defining the REST controller, and which is basically simplifies the creation of RESTful web services, and then we auto-wired our customer service class, and then we create service reference variable. Then in the post mapping, we basically handle the post request method, post request method, and then after that we use the request body, which is basically deserialize the request body into the objects. And in line number 34 we just call the our customer service dot add customer method for adding the customers. And then if the customer is added, then they simply return customer added successfully. And
Take any one method, that's enough, Nitish.
yeah, sure. So now I'm coming on the customer service implementation. So first of all, we have defined it as a service because of the interface class. So we, as you said, we have the contact for the business layer. So for that, we have to create our customer service implementation class, and there we have override all the unimplemented method of the interface of the customer service interface. And my method is that I want to add customer, and there we have to auto wire our customer repository, and then we can run reference variable. So if the customer object is null, so it simply throw the exception that customer not added. And in the line number 29, we just created the optional customer found customer reference variable. So optional is a Java util optional package, which is basically a container object that is used to contain not null objects. So if the customer is present already in our database, so it's basically through the customer exception, the given customer ID already exists, so we have to try with another customer ID. Then if our customer ID is not present there, then in the else part, it basically save the customer details and return the success. And so let me show you.
I think one second. Go to the controller, please. Oh, sorry, go to the implementation, please.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Nitish. Look at the message you have given, line number 33.
Line number which, sir?
Line number 33.
Sir, basically,
creating-
yeah, sir. If suppose I added to first customer with ID first customer. So if in second time I wanted to add the new ID. So if I give the ID number one, which is already present there, so it simply throw the exception that customer ID which you are adding is already exist.
No, the thing is, this ID should be generated automatically, no? Can you show your entity class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look here, guys. All of you, please make your primary keys generated automatically. See, have you given your IDs or your primary keys anywhere in any of the applications so far? No, no.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
should
we
get
have to,
automatically generated. Yeah.
yes, sir. We have to take auto generation.
Yes, yes. So there is annotation called at the generated value, no? Please
Yes,
make
sir.
use of the generated value.
Sir, actually, before that, we just use that the auto generation. But when we writing the test cases, so it may occurring some problems. That's why we remove the auto generation.
But ultimately, you have to generate it only, no? So what is the issue you are facing with the test cases? We'll look into it on Monday. Okay.
Okay, sure, sir.
Right. Yeah. Anything else, Fadhim? Sorry, anything else, Nitish?
Sir, I just want to show up my API, which is working properly or
Okay,
not.
sure, sure, sure.
So now, right now, I'm given the contact number, and the email. So it is showing that customer added successfully. And in our database, it added its data.
Yeah, and also Nitish, what is the use of 3 dots there?
Yes, sir.
Come to the Swagger.
Yes, sir.
Look at your response message.
So this one.
Customer added successfully. 3 dots, dot, dot, dot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, why do you need that dots?
Sir, I think it created by mistakes.
No, it's okay. मैं generally बोल रहा हूँ. See, whenever
Yes, sir.
we write something, okay, congratulations, or whenever something extra you want to say, then only you put dot, dot, dot. Am I right?
Okay, yes, sir.
So you don't have to give those extra characters there to the customer, correct? No?
Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So whenever you are giving any message, you try to be more realistic and more friendly so that user can get what he needs to understand. Correct? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Nitesh. We'll move to the next
And
person.
sir, one thing I want to show you that yesterday you were talking about the soft delete process. We have to implement soft delete and we have to prevent the hard delete.
Okay.
So in admin module, I have added already 5 customers in our database, and I deleted two data. Right now, I'm deleting the third one also. So now third one is deleted. So sir, right now in our in this model, 3 data was deleted, and only 2 data they are 2 non-deleted data. So now I want to check the deleted data as well as non-deleted data. So if I choose is deleted false, so it simply return the non-deleted data. So the 4 and 5 are the non-deleted data, and 1, 2, 3 are the deleted data. If I want to show, so 1, 2, 3 are the
Very
deleted
good.
data.
Very good. Nikhil. This is what I was talking about. The soft delete. You can take one flag and you can do this.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Correct, no?
But
Yeah.
actually, right now I'm not sure it is correct or not. So
Okay,
I'm
but this
trying-
is correct. You used a flag that whether it is active record or a deactivated record. Correct, no?
yes, sir.
Whether it's a deleted record or whether it is an
Not
undeleted
deleted.
record. Yeah. Right.
Okay, sure, sir.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you,
Nitish.
sir.
Hello.
That's good. That's good.
Hello,
Yeah. Yes. Who is it?
sir Manish.
Yeah, Manish. Go ahead.
I am sharing my screen. Nitish, stop share. Hello.
Yeah, I did it. Now you can share.
Okay. So my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Please continue.
So we are working on online automobile app in which I am working on two modules, which are order and payment module. Basically, if a client want to access the repository of our automobile app, then he need to hit the browser with some HTTP request, and for that we have our REST controller in which we have done the mapping for that request, like get, put, post, delete mappings, and this is the controller for that. And here we are auto wiring payment service. We are injecting the bean in payment service reference variable, and here is a post mapping which has a URL of add payment, and this is a method public payment add payment, and we are also I am also done the validation for that, and here is the request body. This will fetch the data from the request body, which is in JSON format, and populate it in the payment object. And if we found some something exception, then it will throw payment exception. And
Okay.
this
Who will
is
throw that exception?
the JVM.
JVM throw करेगा. वो ये तो custom exception है ना? Payment exception.
Yes, sir. From the service layer, I have thrown the exception.
Correct.
And from
So
here,
this,
and JVM will
this
throw.
is not thrown by the JVM. Correct ना? आप throw कर रहे हो. ठीक है. Get into the payment method.
Okay, sir. Payment service. Yes, sir. Here I am auto wiring payment repository in payment repository reference variable, and here is the method of adding payment, which has a return type of payment, and here the parameter, which is a payment object. Here we are checking if it is null, then it will give us exception. If you are passing an object with incomplete fields, else we will check if it is only present by its ID, and if is payment present, then we will give exception that given payment ID is already present, try some another ID. And here we are adding payment object in our database.
Okay. The thing is, you need to make that particular ID generation automatic, Manish. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Okay. It looks good.
So I have to show the swagger.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Manish. So you please fix that auto generation. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello,
Yes.
I am audible, sir.
Yeah, Aishwarya. Would you like to present?
Now, yes, sir.
Sure.
So now my project is automobile and automobile application, and my module is product. In this, this was a product controller. We are using the product services with the auto wired, and I'm using the post mapping product where we have using the request body so that we can, if in this we have add product so that if the product is added so that it can add successfully. If not, then it's throw the exception. I will show the implementation. In this, there was a service implementation. Through this, we are using the service implementation through product service. In this product service, we are using add, get, update, delete, list of getting all, and count. And in this, we are adding product with the product object. If product object is null, then it throws exception. Else, if product if product, in this we are taking find by ID. Through the ID we can find product object, and in this we, if the product 2 is present, then it's throw the exception that the given product ID is exist. Try again later. If not, then it will save the product.
Why don't you guys generate the ID automatically?
Sir, there was a issue in the testing phase, so that's why we are
You should have
using this.
consulted me, na, Aishwarya.
Yes, sir.
आपको कोड ही
We are
चेंज कर
trying.
दिया. Yeah, I
Yes, sir,
understand.
we
I
are
understand.
trying it.
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But the main feature itself you have removed.
Yes,
See,
sir.
you have created, you have registered to so many applications till today.
Yes, sir,
Ever
right,
have
sir.
you given an any ID? Have you given the ID to the application? Okay,
Yes,
look,
sir.
application, I want this primary key. Nahi na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's okay, I understand. But all of you, please do undo this. And I
Okay, sir.
request all the team leaders to generate whatever may be the primary key. You have to generate it automatically. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Now, show the swagger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no issues, Aishwarya. It's very clear. Okay, you are
Okay.
using the
Thank you, sir.
product repository and you're just saving that product.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I stop sharing.
Yeah, you can stop sharing.
So, sir, I am going next. Akash,
Yeah,
Bhardwaj.
Akash, go ahead.
So, wait a second, sir. Let me move the control panel. So this is the login control. I was assigned the module login, and we use REST controller. Here we auto-wired login services, so that we can later implement the method in login service implementation. Here we are using post mapping to create login information, and we use request body to get the URL data, and after that we are if data is added successfully, we return that added successfully. And this ... you said to remove it. We will do that. Okay, sir. And
Please continue.
after that, we move to login service implementation. Here we are using AutoWire to access the login repository, where we use a JPA repository to access the methods. Here, this is the method of adding login information, which throws the different exceptions. If login object is null, it will throw the information isn't added, and if object is already present, it throws given ID already exists and try another ID. Else, it saves the object and that returns success.
1 minute. 1 second, Akash. So what do you mean by login?
Login, so this is we created a different module, like we told you in during our entity diagram phase, that we created a different module for storing all the data of the users and as well as admin, so it gives us extra layer of protection. For
Okay, as soon as somebody logs in, you want to store information somewhere.
Yes,
that
sir.
who
Yes,
logged
sir.
in.
Yes,
And
sir.
when he logged in and when he logged out. That's what
Yes,
you want
sir.
to do? Okay.
No, sir, we are storing his data, the IDs and passwords and of all the customers and all the admins in a different module. We already told you about this. You told us we were going with the name authentication, but you told us that it will be better if we use the name login. Are you getting my point, sir? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you are audible. I think, sir, that is lagging.
No, 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 you are audible. Sir is lagging.
I think so, mic issue.
Sir is not in the
Hello, sir.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Sorry, I got disconnected. Wait a second. Yeah, sorry, Akash. I had
Hello. Yes, sir. Voice is still, your voice started coming but stopped. Sir, you're on mute.
Okay, guys, I think I have a lot of network fluctuation.
Okay.
Can we continue on Monday?
So, sir, am I finished or do I have to go through it again?
Okay, I think, okay, what were you explaining? I think you were explaining me the login module. Okay. I
Yes,
think
sir.
I need to have some more information. Information is not added. Okay, I think
what-
you need to correct your sentences also. Information
Yes,
is
sir.
not added,
Is
does not
is
make
is
any
not
sense
added.
to the
Yes, sir.
user.
Yes, sir. Is that all right?
So, okay. Maintain the
Yes.
login details separately. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did a separate module. Like we asked you about this, and you gave us a green light on this. And you also told us to change the name of this module from authentication to login. So that's why we did that.
No, no, no. I'm just trying to understand. So can you show me the entity class? What is there? See, when we discuss now, I might have understood differently. Okay,
Yes,
user
sir.
ID is there, password is there.
Yes, sir. So we are storing all the user IDs and passwords of all admins and all the customers in one single module, and we separated it from the different modules. So we can access the IDs and password from this one.
In the sense you have a separate table for login, that's all, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Can you make this as an authentication table entity, because login is having its own
It's
meaning.
confusing. Okay.
It's
Okay.
already
So
taken up by the process of logging in.
yes, sir.
That
Login is
means
a service, different service.
login itself
After
is
the
having
8 lines, you can make as a table.
the thing is basically, so it already have a predefined meaning.
Yes, sir.
So आपको ये जो भी आप purpose think कर रहे हो ना, so
Yes,
you want
sir.
to keep the passwords separately so that you can
Yes, sir.
encrypt and you do it as a service. So later we
Yes,
can
sir.
implement this as a microservice.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So
Yes.
please think about any other alternative name for this entity.
Yes, sir. It was
Otherwise, yeah.
authentication at that time.
Mhm.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. So it was authentication at that time, and you told us to change it, but I can understand if it gets confusing right now. So we will change it back to authentication.
Okay. Okay. Or else you can think about any other better name wherein you're basically storing all the user passwords. That is the
Yes, sir.
intention, huh? Mhm.
Yes, sir. User IDs and passwords of all the admins and all the customers.
Mhm. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Right, guys. Thank you. Who is next?
So next is group 6. Our group is done.
Your group is done. Let me check 1 second if I have missed anybody. So even I have to parallelly note your scores now. I might have missed. Aishwarya.
Yes,
So can you tell me your team members' names? Aishwarya is done.
Aishwarya,
Yes,
Manish.
sir.
Manish Kumar done. Next.
Yes, sir. Gopal,
Yeah, Gopal done. Next.
Akash Bhardwaj, and Nitish.
Akash Bharadwaj. Okay, I think I missed Akash Bharadwaj. I think
Yes, sir,
just before.
we are doing Akash right now, so that's why we
Yeah,
missed.
correct. Yeah. You said Bharadwaj, now I'm looking for Bharadwaj.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Thank you, Akash. Right.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Team 6.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you
Very
present?
good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
Sir, should we present?
All your team members are there. You can present. We can take another 10 minutes and we
Yes,
can
sir.
finish it off.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be presenting, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, is it visible to you?
Yes.
Okay, wait. So this is basically sir, our project name is mobile store application. So my module is order by customer, or basically we can call it as order. So this is a order controller. So this is a REST controller annotation. It is actually applied to mark a class as a request handler. Okay, and we have used a auto wired annotation. Auto wired is used just because auto wiring is done as it is a feature of Spring framework that enables us to inject the objects dependency implicitly, and we have made a mapping, post mapping, delete mapping, and get mapping. And get mapping along once again, like get for all orders, and patch mapping for order for updating an order, and delete mapping for all of the orders. For particular method, we have made a mapping. So I go with the order by customer, like add order. So while adding the order, we would request a body for a particular method that would
Yeah, Prashant, you look at your URLs. So you're posting an order, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. So you should look at the URL. So it's having
Order
some
by-
capital cases and all. So basically it's an order, right?
Yes, I have. Basically, it is an order, but we have taken the first our DTO class as order by customer, so I would use as particularly order by customer.
Okay.
So should I change it to simple order?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Order by customer.
Yes, sir. So should I change to
basically,
the-
yeah,
Yes, sir.
basically you want to create a new resource that is an order, correct? No?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Should I change it, sir?
I think so. If it that would be better because your URL should be a noun.
Okay, okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So we are adding a order, sir. This is a particularly an entity, and this is a variable name. So we would creating a new order for particular entity that it would get a order ID. There would be the three fields: a particular order ID, payment, and a card. So we would get a particular order ID, and then we would get the payment, and we would get the customer. It would
Customer
be-
ID.
Yes, sir. Customer ID.
Okay. Okay.
So now if we go with the if the sorry, it would
Can you show me the add order implementation?
implementation.
Yeah. Service implementation.
Okay. So this is the add order implementation.
Mhm.
Here we are doing like we have made an entity of order by customer. Then we would passing the
Show me the entity once. Show me the
Yes, sir.
entity once. Order by
okay.
customer entity दिखाओ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry. Yeah.
What exactly is this?
Yes, sir.
What exactly is this?
So we are passing a order ID first. Okay, it would be a primary key. There would be a primary key for the particular order ID, and it would contain a payment that would be a that would have a relation one-to-one to the payment. Particular order would be have a one-to-one relation with payment and one-to-one relation with the customer.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. But what about the other, see, suppose your order information should also
sir.
contain what are all the products you want to buy, no?
Order
Uh-huh.
order will contain the products. Are you talking about products?
Yeah. See, you are placing an order.
So if we are like taking the card, yeah, there is a mistake, sir.
Okay, no
Either I
problem.
would
Prashant.
have to take a
you can
card
correct
or
this.
yes, sir.
You can correct this in the weekend.
Sir,
समझ
sir,
में आ रहा है आपको? हाँ.
yes, sir, I am getting it, sir. Either we have
Because
to
in
take a
your
card or the
order,
products.
no, you cannot take a card. You need to take the list of products what he is ordering. You
Okay,
need to
okay.
have the
Yeah.
reference to all the list of products what he is buying. So let's say you want to buy one mobile and one laptop. That information
Yes,
should
sir.
be there in the order, no?
Yeah, got in. Yes, sir, I get it, sir.
Okay. No issues, Prashant. You can implement it. You can
Sir,
complete
I'll
it.
implement it and I will show you next.
No problem. You can also take a reference of other implementations. You can
Yeah,
ask other team members. If you look at
Okay.
the list of the projects, you can get to know that who are all doing the order module.
Okay,
You can
sir.
get an idea from them also.
Okay,
Team
sir.
leaders, please coordinate.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Please go. We'll go to the next person, Prashant.
Okay,
You
okay,
can
sir.
stop sharing.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, should I present?
Yeah, go ahead. Who would like to present? So just now Prashant Lodi presented, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Sir, is it visible now?
Yeah.
So this is the product controller. I have the class like product controller and payment. So this is product controller, and we have implemented use this REST controller for web services, REST web services, and we are auto wiring this product service with the reference variable. This is product service, and we have used post mapping for adding the product, and this get mapping to get the product by ID.
No, but the
Get product
thing,
by ID.
Nishant,
Yes.
why are you returning a string? You can return the product itself, no? You're saying return. Can you
Yes,
press Control Shift F so that we can format your code? एक बार Control Shift F press करो. हाँ, बढ़िया.
Yes, sir.
Now, line number 28 per, you are replaying a text. Instead of that,
yes,
can't we return the product which we just added?
Yes, sir. We can return that as well.
Okay. Okay, Nishan. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the service and explain. Go to explain me the functionality.
So this is the product service interface. We are using this add product, get product by ID, get all products, delete product, and update product. And so this is the implementation of these all methods. Here it's the add product method, get product by ID method, get all products method, delete product by ID, update product method. And so these three are the additional functionalities we are trying to implement. Maybe this weekend will be, sir, this is for like sorting.
Nice.
We are sorting the product by name and by their price.
Okay,
So this
nice.
we will be implementing by this weekend, and we will be showing it to you by Monday.
ठीक है, that's good. Nice. So ये सब additional functionality हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir. These three are sorting the product by their price from high to low and low to high, and by product by name.
ठीक है.
Sorting the product by their name, like alphabetically, A, B, C, D.
Okay. But do you need two methods, or can you pass just pass one parameter so that whether you want it in ascending order or descending order, and can the same function do this? Or you want to implement two APIs?
So two methods, like one for ascending and one for descending. We are trying like that way.
Yeah, that's correct. But I'm just giving you a suggestion. Can you pass one more parameter, and you give me an option, or you give me a parameter whether to sort and give you in ascending order or descending order?
Okay, sir.
So
yes.
Then see, let's say there is a method called find all products high to low. Oh, okay. So you have written one method. So you can pass one parameter, and that by that parameter you can get to know. whether to sort it
Okay, sir.
or in ascending order or descending order. You take one
Okay,
path
sir.
variable.
Yes, sir, we can do
Okay,
that.
we will be.
That will be nice, no?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are getting it, sir.
Yeah, one single method can do your job.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. One single method.
Right.
Okay, sir. We will be trying this as well.
Okay. Right. Right, Nishant. Thank you. We'll go to the next person.
Thank you.
Nishant Kumar, no?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can I present?
Yeah, please. Who is it?
Bhumika.
Yeah, Bhumika, go ahead.
Sir, is it visible?
Yeah.
So good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So we are working on mobile store application, and I am working on two modules, that is cart module and the admin module. In the cart module, first of all, we are doing a REST control to provide the RESTful web services, and after that, we are using the auto wired. That auto wired two beams, that is cart services and the cart services. After that, we are using the post mapping. In that, we add a cart. In that, we add a cart, and after that, we are using the get mapping. In that, we can get any cart by its ID, that is by get cart by ID. After that, sir, we are using get mapping for get all cart. Through this method, we can get all the items in the cart.
Okay.
And after that, we are using the put mapping method. In that, we can update any cart. And after that, we are using delete mapping. We can delete any item in a particular cart.
Okay. So
Yes.
can you just demonstrate any one method, Bhumika?
Yes, sir. So in the update cart input mapping, we are using update cart. In this, we are using the request body. In that, we can request any like anything from the cart, and we can in this we are returning the cart service update cart. In this, the particular cart will be updated. We can also remove the particular item from the cart, or we can add the item in the particular cart.
So can you demonstrate it? Can you just run it from the Swagger and show me how will you add and how will you remove a product from the cart?
Actually, sir, in my system, Swagger is not working right now.
Okay, no issues, no issues. Okay, can you show me the update cart implementation?
Yes. So in the line 55,
okay,
we are using the override method for the cart updation method.
Okay, why you have written override?
Sorry, sir.
Why you have written override there? Will it not work if you don't write override?
No, sir.
See, the override concept is totally different, correct? Huh? Override means whatever is there in your service, you are overriding that method. You are
Yes, sir.
implementing that method.
Yes, sir.
You want your compiler to check whether this particular method which you are writing in line number 56 matches the signature in the service.
Service, yes, sir.
Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
That is just that annotation is just to inform the compiler to cross check whether the signature of this method and the signature of your service method are same.
Present in service also, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Continue.
So after that, we are using the optional cart. In this, we are using the found cart. If we are founding the cart in the cart repository, we will find by its ID.
Okay.
And we will get the item by using its get cart by ID with the help of its ID cart ID only. And if we are not finding any, it will throw an exception.
Okay, so somebody is trying to update the cart, and if it is not there, you are going to throw an exception. Okay, correct. Okay, otherwise you're going to save it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you thought of how to add a product to the cart and how to remove a product from the cart? How can I, where is the API to do this?
Sir, here we have done that, like we can, in the first in the line number 18, we are using that add cart only.
Mhm. So you are adding the entire cart, but
Yes,
to
sir.
the
Sir,
existing cart,
we
can
have
I add
not,
a product?
yes, sir, we have not like we have not done that adding a product
Mhm.
into a cart. That
No
thing
problem.
we have
No problem.
not done, like.
You have to study. Oh, sure.
Yes.
Right, Bhumika. Thank you.
Okay.
Cart not added. Please fill the mandatory details. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, who is next?
Good afternoon, sir. It is visible now?
Yes. Yes, Mama.
Yes, sir. So, my project based on the mobile store application where we sell mobiles on websites. So here it is our controller. Where but my module is a customer controller and business controller. So I'm showing you the customer controller. These are many methods like customer add customer. You can add the customer, get customer by ID, update customer. With the update customer, you can you can fully update all the information if you want to update some, and delete customer by ID. So you can update this phone number. You can update the address. You can change the passwords also. Yeah,
Okay.
in my controller.
Explain me any one method, Mohammed.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I am showing you to update phone number, new phone number. Yeah. So it is the controller. So from this from service implementation, I have to explain, sir.
No, 1 second. Why you have written so many different methods? Why do you want to update different things? See, for example, in a same update method, you would have updated a phone number if you want. If you want to update an address, if you would have updated it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why you created separately like this?
No, sir. Because of practicing, I'm sir confusing. Sir, I'm getting errors. That's why I'm
okay.
sir implement other. I will sir add in one method, sir. Please.
No problem, Mohammed. The thing is, Mohammed, put mapping of customer will you will understand that you want to update the customer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
then you are getting a customer ID and a phone number. Okay,
Yes,
very
sir. Yes,
nice.
sir.
So you will going to take them in the path variable, and you will going to find that customer and update his telephone number. Correct, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Nice. See, you have understood the concept. That's good. So, however, whatever may be the requirement, you have to think through the requirement and you have to implement it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Can you show me any other method?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
change password.
Yes.
Okay, it's interesting. Show me change password.
Yes.
You show me the implementation of change customer
Implementation,
password.
sir. Okay, sir.
Go to the service.
Implementation, change passwords are here it is.
Yeah.
In first we get the customer from our database with the help of customer ID, and then we check with the help of his empty. It is empty, then it will show the exceptions. User not found. If it is become false, then it is come out of the if then it will we have to change into, sir, we have to get the data what is present in the, because it is the optional is just like I said, we have it will contain, may contain or not contain non-null values, sir. So we have to get the values from optional data types. After getting the value in customer variable, then we have to set the password with the help of set password in our database, sir.
Correct. No, not in your database. In your object of the customer, you will set it. Then you will go to save it. No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Object, sir. Here, sir. Here we save it in our database, sir. Then we return true, sir. After this,
if there are no exceptions, you will go to return true. If it is an exception, then immediately it will go to the exception.
Exception, sir.
Right.
It also,
Right,
sir, update address. Yes, sir. I am also
Nice.
using the new first we collect the found customer just replace in I'm replacing in the object first, then we are adding again,
Finally,
sir.
you want
So
to
that's
save it.
why
Mhm.
yes, sir. So that's why I comment it out, sir, because there is no need of this, sir.
Correct. Correct. You
That's
please
why I
remove
say
it.
comment it out.
See those who
Yes, sir.
those code which you are not using it, please remove it.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
See-
I am, sir, comment out. Yes, sir. That's why I comment out because I am, sir. I'm getting the. I'm learning from the internet. So that's why I
Okay.
am implementing, and I have to, sir, comment out because in future I have to not. But that's why I implement. That's why I use it instead of this,
Okay.
sir. That's why,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. See, you can keep a separate copy for your own purpose, and whenever
yes.
whatever you are presenting now, see what happens. You are presenting to the company.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
So you have to present a clean code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
ठीक है. So आपकी रेफरेंस के लिए अलग कोड रखो. For the presentation
yes,
अलग कोड दिखाना है आपको. वो
Okay, sir.
पूरा जंक को निकाल के दिखाना.
No, sir.
Okay.
Definitely, sir. I will.
Yeah, yeah.
Before showing to the
Who is next?
client,
Yes.
show you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Sir,
Who is next?
Also, Swagger is, sir, working, sir. All the things is working, sir.
Sure, sure, man.
Sir, I have to know one thing, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, when I adding customer,
Mhm.
so I also adding with the help of its primary key ID. I am also creating this card of wish list.
Okay.
And sir, it is working, sir, properly, sir. It is creating a card and wish list in our database, sir.
Okay.
But when I get, sir, when I getting this, when I get the customer, suppose, sir, like that, but sir, it is not showing that. How can I retrieve this, sir? Just like here.
Okay, the thing is, you need to associate those entities with your particular customer. You're trying to find a
Okay, sir.
customer. So
Yes,
that
sir.
customer foreign key, you have a card. So that card
Yes, sir.
has
Yes,
not
sir.
been assigned to that particular customer. That's why it is showing you now. So wish list
Yes,
you
sir.
have
Okay,
created, but you have not associated the wish list and the customer. So what you need to do,
Okay, sir.
whenever you create a wish list, you need to associate with a particular customer. So find that customer, you will be having the ID. Let's say Mohammed. Mohammed is having one wish list. So both the data we have, but is it linked? No. What you need to do, you take the Mohammed ID, then the wish list ID. Then to Mohammed ID, find the customer. Then in the found customer, there is a method called set wish list. Get wish list bhi hoga, get set wish list bhi hoga. Using set wish list, this wish list object needs to be set and then persisted. So then a foreign key will be referring to that particular wish list. So then if you retrieve it, you will get it.
Okay, sir. Sir, here I said in the add card, that's why I am adding card and wish list with the help of the customer ID. So again, I say I will do it in the get customer with the help of the get card and wish list. I will show on Monday, sir. So you on Monday.
Sure. You implement and बाद में दिखाओ. No issues.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good that you're trying to experiment. Nice to see
Yes,
that.
sir,
Mohammed.
Yes, sir. I
Thank
am
you.
just changing, sir. New things, sir.
No problem.
Yes, sir. I'm
Try,
also
try.
working on, sir, what to tell us, sir. Not immediately, just like I will comment out because it is showing error. I will handle it, sir.
Validate. You're trying to do the validation now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Thank
We'll
you.
go to the next person. How many are pending?
I think the Shivchak is not present. I don't know why. I think it's health issue, sir.
Sir, he is
Shivchak-
sick and he is on a leave.
ठीक है. निशांत हो गया,
He
मोहम्मद
is
साद
having
हो गया, भूमिका हो गया, प्रशांत लोधी भी हो गया. Only शिवचरण
Yes,
is pending. ठीक है.
yes, sir. Shiv Charan is on a leave, sick leave, sir. He is
No
having
problem.
category module. I have checked his module and he will be showing it to you on Monday.
ठीक है. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
sir.
guys.
You're
Have a
welcome,
nice weekend. I'll see you on Monday morning.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, sir. Same to you.
Thank you guys. Take care.